Hey, what's up guys and gals? My name is Rick 9G. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about Bill Frawley from I Love Lucy and a secret relationship that you didn't know about before watching this video. If you're a fan of classic TV shows and movies, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I have over 1,700 videos about classic TV shows and movies that I absolutely think you can enjoy. It's a great free way to support the channel. Bill Frawley, also known formerly as William Frawley, is pretty much my favorite on I Love Lucy. My favorite show of all time. Pretty much my favorite guy on the show. He was so funny. He was so good at what he did. He made me laugh with his one-liners. And there's a lot of things you probably didn't know about Bill Frawley. One of them was one of his secret relationships that you may not have known before watching this video. Now, what is great to know is that people in Hollywood stick together. Many people don't know that Bill Frawley was friends with many of the Hollywood elite athletes, other actors as well, including one of the Three Stooges, Larry Fine. He was also really good friends with Fred MacMurray from My Three Sons, as well as Joe DiMaggio. Yeah, you heard that right. The athlete, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, Joe DiMaggio. They were really good friends amongst other people who were super famous, and he did hang out with them often. Now, let me point out 2 episodes of I Love Lucy from season 5 that you may have seen. One of them is called The Ricardos Are Interviewed. It's from season 5, it's episode 7. And the one right after that, which is called Lucy Goes to the Rodeo. That is, of course, season 5, episode 8. Now, the one I want to focus on more, it applies to both episodes, but the one I want to focus on more is The Ricardos Are Interviewed, and that's the one where there's an interview that takes place on national TV, and they're broadcasting from the Ricardos' apartment. Now, the Ricardos, the subject pops up about them moving into a fancier apartment. They have a big fight with the Mertzes, but finally, Ricky's agent, Johnny, we'll come back to him in just a little bit, is the one who is able to get them to broadcast from their apartment, national TV, and they get interviewed. And it's a funny scene with the Mertzes and the Ricardos being upset and trying to show off with the people watching at home from TV. It's a pretty good episode. And you do get to see a lot of this guy. Now, this guy's name was John Gadd. Now, John Gadd was an actor who did many, many TV shows and movies. In fact, he has over 200 acting credits spanning from other shows that you may have seen, Adam 12, My Three Sons, Bewitched, and the list goes on and on and on. And yes, I Love Lucy. He appeared in 2 episodes of I Love Lucy, the rodeo episode that I just mentioned, as well as this one, the Ricardos being interviewed, and both times he played Ricky's agent, Johnny. Now, what's really surprising about this man is that he was real life good friends with William Frawley, but not a lot is known about their friendship, their relationship, the bond that they had. But I can tell you absolutely that they were very close. How do I know this? Well, here's absolute proof. Now, an article in the LA Times was placed when William Frawley passed away, and there were other people who kind of piggybacked off of that, but this is some of the sources that we get for when we had the actual funeral of William Frawley. He had pallbearers. He also had honorary pallbearers at his funeral. Now, the active pallbearers, these are the people who actually helped carry the coffin of William Frawley, were Desi Arnaz. He was one of the real-life very good friends of Bill Frawley. He also took out a full sheet ad in the newspaper saying, Buenas noches, mi amigo, good night, my friend, just saying bye to Bill Frawley for passing away. If we continue on, Fred MacMurray for My Three Sons, as well as Don Feddersen, Richard Worf, William Lundigan, and yes, John Gadd, the man who was in this I Love Lucy, well, these 2 I Love Lucy episodes. But I know you may say, well, yeah, they became friends on I Love Lucy. What's crazy is Johnny says, the agent, he kind of insults the apartment, that it's kind of shabby and run down, and Fred and Ethel get offended by this. And that's it. That's pretty much the extent of the conversation. He later apologizes for saying that. He didn't know that they were the landlords. But if we continue, there are other famous people who went to his funeral as well. These were the honorary pallbearers, Gene Autry, James Cagney, Bing Crosby, Joe DiMaggio, William Demarest, Jack Dempsey, Bob Hope, Pat O'Brien, Casey Stengel, Spencer Tracy, John Wayne, Paul Whiteman, Senator George Murphy, and LA Mayor at the time, Sam Yorty. I believe that's how you say it. And they were the honorary pallbearers. So the fact that only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men were pallbearers, and one of them is this actor who appeared a couple times on I Love Lucy, this really says how close they were. Now, John Gadd did have a wife and 3 children, while Bill Frawley was pretty much a lifelong bachelor. He was married back in the time, I believe in the 30s, and then he was divorced, but even his ex-wife came to his funeral. And so it speaks to how many people really loved him and the relationships that he did form with all of these people in Hollywood and out of Hollywood, and it speaks to what great of a guy he really was. Now, did you know about this? Did you know about all of these people who were at his funeral, who were honorary pallbearers, good friends of his? I'm actually surprised Larry Fine isn't on this list, because they were next door neighbors when they lived at a hotel, and it was pretty interesting how they interacted, but he wasn't able to make it, maybe due to his health and so forth. But thank you to all of your support. I continue to make videos like this, and I ask for your support by watching them, sharing them with your friends and family, hitting the like, subscribe button. These are free ways of supporting my channel, and they do mean so much. We'll see you all next time. Don't forget to always stay positive, and most importantly, be hopeful. A really big thank you to all my Diamond tier patrons: Jerry D, Stacy L, Scott R, Citizen Kane 359, Jennifer P, David D, Kevin K, Sally N, and Vito L. If you want to be on this list or receive exclusives as a great way to support the channel, visit my Patreon description below. Thank you.